Oh my dangerous. I don't know what that means, Wavy, but sure.
Hey, I guess it kind of relates to like,
dangerous.
oh my girl.
I guess, yeah.
Hey,
OMD.
OMD. That's the boy group version of Oh My Girl.
Yeah. That's WM. Well, I mean, we have ONF. That's
we have
the boy group. But
yeah, close enough.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? It's Nate from Truly Daebak with another DaebakCast. This is episode 120.
I can do it all in one hand this time.
Yeah. If you don't know what the DaebakCast is, or Truly Daebak, we are a YouTube channel that talks about Korean culture, K-pop, Korean entertainment culture, K-pop mostly, and we branch out sometimes into like J-pop and other stuff, as we see last week. It's usually three of us. Jacob is at school studying abroad in Korea, so it's hard to get time to record and stuff. We should hopefully have him on in the next week or two.
Yeah,
if we can try to find a week to have him on. But yeah, we do a podcast, weekly podcasts, usually split up into parts. That's our main show, and we just do random other stuff every once in a while, like the Produce Cast, other side podcasts, basically. We're all about podcasts. As always, I'm Nathan. As always, I'm joined by Andrew, who usually has three things.
So it's kind of good and bad in the world of Andrew's sports lately. One, my soccer team Arsenal made it into a Europa League final, so that's nice. The Celtics kind of like bottled their season and lost, but hey, at least the Bruins are in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they're up 1-0. Well, by the time this goes up, it'll be game 2 of played, but hopefully they'll be up 2 games over the Hurricanes, and that'd be awesome if we made it to like another Stanley Cup final. We haven't been to one since 2013, so especially with this group of guys still really young, so I'd be excited. Number 2. Nate and I both saw Detective Pikachu last night. Well, not at the same time, because Nate's back in Michigan. I'm here in New Jersey and New York. So I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. There was a lot of stuff. Obviously a lot of like nostalgic throwbacks. I mean, the story's not gonna like win an Oscar for like best screenwriting or anything, but like as someone that appreciates fan service, like that's all I needed from this movie essentially. So it gave me more than enough fan service out of it.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun, which is all I really needed. But it was 0 out of 10 because there wasn't a single Vulpix in that whole movie, which is a travesty. There are so many Growlithe. There's so many Growlithe.
There's only
and
so much.
No Vulpix.
Like, they only have such a limited Pokemon animation budget.
Why did they film it in the red version of the game? That's not fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it again with my family on Sunday, but yeah. But I'm mad. I didn't get Pokemon cards.
You didn't get your Pokemon cards.
Yeah. What did you get besides a freaking foil Lickitung?
I got Detective Pikachu, which I assume you probably get in every pack.
Yeah.
And then a foil Lickitung.
Okay. I wonder if you can get Mewtwo. I wonder if you can
Mewtwo
get Mewtwo
is probably like the rare one.
Yeah.
That's probably the one that.
That's the thing though. Like, that's like probably like next level like. Well, granted, you can probably buy them the singles, but that's like next level Pokemon strats. Just seeing the movie 100 times to just try and get all the rare cards or whatever. But I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that they did it though, because like that's literally something that they did. Like even when I was a little kid, like I remember seeing Pokemon the first movie.
The Ancient Mew.
Yeah. Oh no, that's for Pokemon 2000. Was
that from 2000?
Yeah, Pokemon 2000 is Ancient Mew.
What was the first one?
First one was I forget, so a Mewtwo card or like Pikachu or something. I forget. I don't remember because I messed up my Ancient Mew though because apparently it's just a sticker. It was just a sticker that you could. It's like a foil like sticker that you would peel off like the actual card back, and so I fucked up my Ancient Mew card.
Wow.
I didn't mean to, but
that's weird that they cheaped out and did that.
Yeah, because I guess they wanted to get like the ancient like Pokemon card type of look.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm sure my sister still has her Pokemon collection somewhere, so I probably still have a copy of it. And getting on to my number 3 thing, I was successful in buying my Toys tickets. Holy crap. So, like, they went on sale at 4 p.m. Eastern, for us, since that was, like, the time for, the Newark concert.
Yeah, it's 4 p.m. local time.
Yeah, 4 p.m. local time. You were buying for Chicago, so it was 5 p.m. for you. So, I get in. One, thank God, freaking, Ticketmaster is starting to implement a queue system, which something like Access Tickets has been doing forever for like really popular events. Because usually you just like refresh and it just be like a free for all trying to get the tickets, and you're just like stuck refreshing, and then like the page like errors out and everything.
Crashes,
at least like queue systems are pretty much how you have to do tickets nowadays, because there's just way too many bots and there's way too many just people like trying to buy tickets all at once. So I was able to get in. All the PL2 tickets were sold out, so I had to buy PL1, and I'm going with my niece and nephew. So like I ended up paying like $700 for the tickets. How was it on your end?
Yeah. Yeah, I got in pretty decently. There was like 2,000 people ahead of me, which didn't take that long. It took maybe like 7 minutes to get through the line. Unfortunately, like, I don't know, it sucked because it was like a little weird trying to get like the best tickets, because it was giving, like, basically it just gave me like, we're like at the top of the like section we're in, which sucks.
Okay,
we're basically like the worst seats of that
section.
tier.
Yeah.
So like that kind of sucked, but no, I got tickets. So.
Oh, you bought it for EV as well, or?
Yeah, we just figured whoever got into the queue first.
Yeah,
just
easier.
buy two, because
yeah.
So yeah, and then I sold one to EV, who's one of our listeners that goes in our Discord.
Hey, impromptu meetup.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I got my tickets. It sucks because our show is on a Tuesday, so I have to take Tuesday and Wednesday off.
Yeah, because you have to like drive back. Oh god.
Yeah, it's like a 5-hour drive, so I don't want to do that right after the concert. I wouldn't get home till like 3 a.m. So I'll just get a hotel room and leave in the morning. But then yeah, I gotta take 2 days off of work for it.
Hey, at least you get to.
But it'll be worth it.
Hey, you get Portillo's out of it.
Yeah, that's true. I get to go to Portillo's.
Yeah. Yep. And that covers my 3 things. As always, subscribe to our channel. If Nate hasn't already mentioned, join our Discord if you want to engage in ticket buying processes with us. Because it's probably going to be like that for KCON, I'm sure.
You can sit next to us at
events, like
random concerts.
Or if you want to participate in events like Discord.
Yeah, I'm sure for KCON we'll probably just do like a big mass order for everyone. Well, I don't know. You haven't decided if you're doing standing yet?
I don't know. I'll probably, like, when I asked Sam, she was like, "Oh, I usually do P1." I'm just like, "Oh, so it's like that." I'm usually my.
I mean, I would be down to do P1 if other people are doing P1.
Yeah. Well,
P1 seated, right?
No.
Separate from standing. No, P1 standing?
P1 standing.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I want P2 or whatever the
P2
best
seated
seats are.
I'm sure.
I don't know if Baron does standing. I'll have to see what other people are doing.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But I mean, we'll get our KCON plans sorted out in the future. But if you want to find out what we're gonna do for KCON, definitely just join our Discord. You'll find out.
Yep. Yeah, hang out. It's too late, but do the IOI rating anyway, and then personally send me your scores so I can ban you. Because we do song ratings. If you don't know, I talk about it pretty much every week now. Right now we're doing the IOI rating, but it's due before this episode comes out. But yeah, personally send me your scores and I'll ban you because you won't like IOI just like everyone else, and I'll be sad.
Don't make Nate sad.
Don't make me sad. Cooper makes me sad. He gave TT and Very, Very, Very 4s.
The hell?
What a monster. Both those songs are masterpieces.
Well, I mean, we'll get into complaining about scores later for the actual reviews.
Exactly. Not Cooper's, though. Just Jacob's. Okay. We'll move on. We will go to topic 1. So yeah, I guess we were doing 2 topics and 2 reviews, starting off with the reviews like usual. And we'll move on to topic 1, which is Omaigirl's the 5th season full album review. A girl group released a full album. It's like the 4th full album since 2017. Yeah, from a girl group. It's ridiculous.
Well, because I don't know. I think
it's G Friend.
Yeah.
Was this year? Was there one other one this year?
I don't know, but I mean, Twice had a full album
this year.
like at one point.
Twice, yeah. Twice had, and like Very Good had one last year, and like that's literally it for girl groups. It's ridiculous. But yeah, this is the 5th season. You're reading it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you're reading OMG.
Okay, so Omaigirl, the 5th season. I guess
this is a fool.
Huh?
This is a fool.
So yeah, that's the title of the full album, and also the title of the single that they're going with. It was like, I think they were saying it was like
spring, summer, fall, winter, love.
Yeah,
love is the 5th season.
Love is the 5th season, I guess. I mean, I guess it makes sense a bit. So, as someone that's Omaigirl is in a weird sort of position in terms of like the hierarchy of both girl groups and hierarchy of both popular K-pop groups, in that they have a fan base, but they're definitely not. I don't know. It's weird. Like, they're definitely like not in the leagues of like a G-Friend or Twice. Unfortunately, I mean they've had their success, but I don't know. They just haven't had their breakout moment yet. Unfortunately, or
yeah.
It's one of those groups that's more popular in Korea than it is internationally, just because like it's not the kind of style that international fans sort of gravitate to. But I was pretty
it's like the opposite of like Blackpink and what like most international fans like for girl groups.
Yeah, but I mean I was pretty early on the like OMG kind of hype train. Like a friend of mine showed me like One Step, Two Step, and like Liar Liar. I got in pre Windy Day, so that's my that's my claim to fame in terms of just like liking them. I mean I wasn't there for eyeing, but
I was there for Cupid, so I was day one.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd say I'd consider myself a pretty big fan of them. I mean, I consider like Pink Ocean / Windy Day. It was one of my favorite K-pop albums. So, going into this, I definitely have my expectations, and I've sort of been like high and low in terms of, or back and forth in terms of how much I like their singles. So that being said, with the 5th season, I don't know. There are parts of this that I do like, and parts of it that I thought could have been better. I just as a general sort of idea, I would say I like the 5th season better than I liked Remember Me, because that was like a year or so ago. But like just to refresh everyone's memories on my thoughts, I don't know, I didn't like Remember Me just because I felt like they were just trying to imitate Twice way too much. Like it really felt just like too derivative. That I think that might be OMG's problem, is that they don't have as signature. They tend to wander a lot in terms of like sound. Because I mean, you get
for singles,
like for
they've
singles,
tried a lot of different things.
Yeah, because I mean, you have Ah-ing, you have Liar Liar, you have Windy Day, you get Coloring Book, then
Closer,
Secret Garden, like. That's the thing. Yeah, and I mean, I usually like variety in terms of singles and just groups experimenting, but I do feel like it's sort of the situation where they haven't been able to nail down a signature sound yet, which is why I think it's hard for a lot of people to like attach themselves, because they don't know what the group is necessarily. But I'd say the 5th season is a lot more in line with what I like about OMG. Like again, usually I'm not a guy that tends to gravitate towards like these type of cutesy girl groups, but OMG just holds a special place in my heart, that I love this type of music. I mean, it's nothing that'll blow the socks off of like a Windy Day, in all honesty. It's a great, I still think it's a good song, again, a good return to form for them. I'd say like one of OMG's strengths is definitely in their vocals, and also just as a general sort of note for this whole album, or just the group in general, I think one of the strengths that WM Entertainment utilizes in their groups is they're not afraid to experiment in terms of instrumentals, or just like have weird sounds in their instrumentals. So I do appreciate that. That aspect, I think that's why or what I can appreciate about OMG as a girl group is that they do have like weird things that sort of make them unique in that sort of way compared to other girl groups. Yeah, I'd say like in terms of song, it's nothing that necessarily blows me away, but I did enjoy it again, it was a return to form. In terms of like the music video, it's pretty basic. I don't know, like it's really just like a sort of like CG set type background type of thing.
Yeah.
Some choreography is showcased, but not really. I don't think that's ever been their strong point necessarily. They're definitely trying for another windy day in terms of like the visual elements here, so I don't mind that necessarily. But yeah, I'd say I do appreciate them sort of returning to like the sound that I liked, but it's not necessarily like their best song in my eyes.
Yeah, I think it's in the middle for me in terms of their singles. I remember Me Grew on Me a lot, actually. I didn't like it that much at all when I first heard it, but like listening to it more and more, I learned to love that song. But no, I thought the song was great. I really like how bouncy the synth melody is, and how like powerful the chorus is with like the string part gets really intense.
Yeah.
And the singing matches it really well. Like it just, yeah, it's very strong. And like not, I don't know, it's strong. It's a weird way to describe it because it's not like a Blackpink song like we were saying, no. But it's powerful in the song is powerful, but the style of the song isn't powerful. It's like a dreamy, like innocent girl group song that you'd expect kind of from OMG. Like you said, they branch a lot on their singles, but they're like they have a distinct sound, like that most of their album tracks are of similar style to this. Yeah, like you said, it's more OMG. It's back to like what you liked about them, and I'm okay with that. I think OMG is fantastic. I think they're underrated. Like you said, their fandom isn't that big, at least in international fans. And I wish they had more. I thought that I liked the music video and the styling. I thought it fits the dreamy feeling of the song. It reminded me of Closer's music video too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Closer and Windy Day, like you said. And then yeah, the choreography is nothing crazy, technical, but I think it also fits the song really well. But yeah, I thought it was fantastic.
Yep. So moving on, we have a song called Shower. Again, this is definitely more of the type of sound that they've sort of known for. Again, nothing that really blows me away, but again, sort of the things I do like about this, again, is they make the use of like interesting synth lines, and that in combination with the sort of high notes that they utilize in terms of the chorus and the verses, definitely it makes it like a quintessential Oh My Girl song. So I don't know if you can really explain it any further than that in my eyes, but
yeah. I thought I like this song. The synth line, it's similar to the Fifth Season, where it's like the synth lines are like go through the verses and build up, and then the chorus is more like string focused. But I thought they were great too. I agree with you. Like I really like the synths they used. The chorus is actually like way softer than I expected with the build up it had. Like it kind of like tones down more than you'd expect, considering how like large the build up to the chorus was, a pre-chorus. And the song actually, like the synths they use and stuff, this kind of gave me like Lovely's vibes. That's got a little bit of that like chiptune-y mixed with like cutesy girl group, which OMG and Lovely's have a bit of a crossover in terms of style already.
So I mean, I don't know. It just personal preference. I've seemed to like more of Oh My Girl's music than Lovely's as of late. Yeah, again, I do like the experimentation,
but they just have some crossover.
Yeah. Next we have case number L5VE. It's a love.
But it's the Fifth Season, so it's a 5 instead of an
L. I guess. So to describe this song, it's Oh My Girl is an innocent type of girl group, so to draw comparisons to a group like Miss A would kind of be weird. And yet
Miss A did some like more innocent
but stuff. This is basically like bad girl, good girl. This is like a bad girl, good girl, except a lot more innocent. So I do like that sort of like, I guess, change up in style. I do kind of feel like they kind of force the rap part in this a bit, and that might be that's like a thing I have to say about some of the other songs too. Is I love when I don't mind when OMG has rap lines in it. But I do feel like they have to pick and choose where they utilize it, because I don't think it fits with every song. This one I think it could have done without, in all honesty. But other than that, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, this one's weird in a good way, in my opinion. Like, I like the beginning with the instrumentals, like, being mostly silent, and then just like some quick piano notes, like snaps and like weird bubbly sounds. Just helps focus on the vocals. But then, yeah, like you said, the rap part happens, and it just like comes out of nowhere, and like it kind of like tonally doesn't fit with the opening.
Yeah, I think that it being so jarring is what kind of throws me off the song in a bit.
Yeah, like, I don't hate it, but yeah, it is definitely jarring. And then, like, yeah, the instrumentals build to like a fun bouncy chorus, so it goes back to like more what you'd expect. One thing I do like about the song a lot, and something I like about OMG in general, is how low the register for the song is. They have like much deeper singing voices than most girl groups, and they don't, like, most girl groups are singing in higher registers to sound cute and stuff, and OMG like isn't afraid to like sing in lower registers, which I love, and the song definitely fits that.
So next we have TikTok. This one's another one that's not too bad. I feel like at this point it just kind of gets it's a redundancy after like songs like Shower and Case Love. So yeah, at this point I was just like, okay, it's an OMG song. I really don't know what else to say about it. In all honesty.
I disagree.
You like this one the most?
This is my favorite song on the album. I love TikTok. It's just like a super fun song that, like, with the great bouncy instrumentals, and it just gets you grooving. Like, I love it. I don't know. It's just something about this song, and like more than the others, was just very like fun. And I like something they do in another OMG song, I think, unless I'm getting it mixed up with a different girl group song. I know a couple other girl groups do it, but they use like the radio talking sections in the background. I can't remember what other OMG song does it, but they definitely do it in a couple other songs.
They used to use a lot like where it's just sort of like lo-fi like this, like where talking
exactly,
in the background, like at the beginning of Liar Liar.
And it's usually in English. Yeah, Liar Liar does it, and I know like a couple other girl groups do it, but I love that.
That's kind of like OMG's thing. So I wish they'd use that more in their singles again. Like
they usually only use it in album tracks. And then the halftime bridge is like pretty standard, but the high notes were fantastic, and I like how they faded the high notes out into the background and transition them into ad-libs when as the chorus came back. Like, I thought that was really good. And then I loved the ending. The like synth instrumental ending was awesome. It was cool to see like an ending like that having like an actual outro almost. But yeah, I love this song.
Next we're on to Gravity. I feel like this is where the album started to really pick up for me, because like after this they definitely start to get more experimental in terms of song choice and type of genre that they tackle. So this song, to just surmise it, is essentially OMG's take on like an EDM like track, as weird as it sounds, because it's not really a full-blooded EDM track or just like a like sort of like a house type thing, but it's got kind of those vibes in it, mixed with, again, that sort of like dreamy synth and lots of chimes going on in the background type of thing. So I love that sort of blend that they added to this song, which I feel like made it stand out a lot more than just, I guess, what would be considered their standard type of song. The build up to the chorus was incredible. So yeah, this is where the album really started to pick up for me. I enjoyed pretty much every song from here on out.
Yeah, I thought this song was awesome. It's The instrumentals, like, and especially the beat, are way more intense than you'd expect. Like, especially during the chorus, there's like some pretty like crazy drum fills and stuff, which like doesn't really, like, you wouldn't expect in a song like that. Their vocals are fantastic as always. I thought this was a really good song.
Next we have Crime Scene. Okay, this is weird. This is the kind of Oh My Girl I really like, when they start doing the weird shit like this, basically.
That's understated.
Yeah, like,
weird is
I think
an understatement.
Like, when they start going on this weird sort of instrumental stuff, it's when I really start appreciating the group, or it's what really sort of endears me to this group, is because, again, like I said, WM isn't afraid to sort of do this experimental type of stuff, which I feel like a lot of girl groups are so afraid. Like, what separates Oh My Girl from like just your standard like innocent girl group is that they do this type of stuff, sometimes as singles as well, whereas like most girl groups are they'd only put out stuff like the 5th season, like for just like a full album of just that basically, and it'd just get really boring afterwards. Whereas, again, Crime Scene is something I feel like could have been a single for them. It's so good. And yeah, I think that's what endears me to like girl groups like Oh My Girl, like Red Velvet, where they're not afraid to just do weird sounds or just interesting types of music that you wouldn't normally hear with a girl group. So again, this sort of weird like techno-y vibe of this song, and this is a song that 100% fits having a rap verse. Again, this definitely reminds me of like definitely a throwback to like old style Oh My Girl from like 2016. So yeah, this is a contender for one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, this one's really weird. The verses are crazy. Like the synth is like really awesome and haunting in like a good way. Like I don't know, for me it's a little too much. Like the mix of the rapping and the singing over it, and like it's just like sensory overload sometimes. But once you go into the pre-chorus and chorus, it's much more of what you'd expect. Like it's just a fun synth like K-pop girl group song. And then like it redeemed itself with the bridge, because like the pop rock bridge was just awesome, and I want a whole song, OMG song, that's pop rock. Give me OMG's hymne.
Yeah, this is basically the happiest song I've heard, called Crime Scene. Next we're on to Underwater Love. So this is more of like a ballad track, but again, I feel like, or more of an R&B ballad track. So again, it's kind of like a comparison a bit to, basically it's kind of like a Red Velvet track in a way. And again, I guess the similarity between those two groups continues. Yeah, I love this style from them. I kind of wish we'd get more of this from them, because again, they have OMG definitely has the vocal chops to sort of tackle these songs. And as someone who really loves female vocals and R&B, yeah, just huge fan. And again, just another song where they make good use of a rap verse, or just where they properly interweave rapping into the song, that it doesn't feel jarring at all for me. So yeah, and just another one of my favorites.
Yeah, I thought this was fantastic. It's just that like jazzy lounge R&B style like ballad. It's a bit more. It's not a straightforward ballad. So it definitely stands out a little bit more, and their vocals, as usual, stand out. But like even more than usual, I think, stand out in this song. It really showcases their skill. The only thing I wish the brass was brought to the front a little bit more, because it's like really quiet. But that's just like a minor nitpick.
Next we have Vogue, which I think is Sam's favorite song. Sam, our moderator.
Was Vogue?
It was either Vogue or Checkmate. Yeah,
everyone loves Checkmate.
I know she was like raving about Vogue.
But yeah, Vogue might be one too.
Yeah, Vogue is just another excellent song. Again, I love the weirdness that they've going in with here. Almost kind of sounds like an SNSD B-side to me, in all honesty. Just probably like mid 2010, like 2011, 2012 SNSD, or something that you could,
the Boys era.
Or something that you hear on like their Japanese albums. Like they really love
Japanese
this
albums,
like type of like electro pop type of vibe. Again, it's something that I feel like OMG works well in. So I really appreciate it. And again, the sort of like weird like radio like type of cover like voice sound is utilized in the beginning with like Vogue. Like again, they make good use of that as well. So again, this is just another like excellently crafted song that I really love how WM Entertainment sort of curates the album tracks for most OMG albums, and yeah, this is no exception.
Yeah, I thought this was awesome. It's not what I expected at all. Especially considering the rest of the album was pretty standard Omaigirl, for the most part. But yeah, I thought this I agree with you that this definitely sounds like something you'd hear from like Japanese SNSD or like the Boys era. And it just like Crime Scene, it gets a lot less experimental in the chorus. But I think that's good. Like it gives
because the chorus is good regardless. Like
no, it's good. Yeah, exactly. It's not a bad thing, and I think it's nice because it pulls like the fans of their normal style in, even if they aren't a huge fan of them trying like experimental crazy stuff. But yeah, I thought it was really great.
And closing out the album, we have Checkmate. So
the song Discord hyped up like crazy.
This
I was like,
probably
how can this possibly match what they've been hyping it up as?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely the coup de grace of the album. Wow, because I know, as an OMG fan, like I love the experimentation. I never expected them to do this sounds like a freaking like, I don't know, like Destiny's Child or Beyonce song like type of thing, like the like once the horns kick in, I was like, yo, what the heck? I was so surprised when all of it, and especially when the chorus kicked in. Just like, it's a surprise for sure, but a welcome one, as to steal the prequel meme. Again, I think that's one thing I really appreciate about OMG is the versatility that they're capable of in terms of what type of genres they can tackle. Again, to a fault, because I feel like they kind of need to rein it in terms of singles, but when stuff like this, album tracks, I'm all for it, because that's where really you should definitely be experimenting. Just this interesting mix of OMG's singing style with this like really like hip-hop type of beat, horn driven beat, just it works so well. Like I'd actually want a single like this just to be I'd be really interested in seeing what they can do in terms of the choreography, and what they can do in terms of the visual style, because in a way it'd basically just be like a hyper version of Coloring Book in a way, because there's a lot of relations to just like swing music and just like the modern day hip hop music. So yeah, they have sort of dipped their toe in it before, so I'd like to see something like this as a single.
Yeah, I thought the song was awesome. It's not what I expected at all, and I understand why Discord blew it up as they did. It's just like really punchy brass and like really sassy vocals, like you said. Yeah, it's just it's like 90s like American R&B girl group type song almost, or just like something you'd hear like 90s 2000s, and not anything I would ever think OMG would put out. It also reminds me of like Twinkle or like something TTS would put out. Yeah, basically.
And that's pretty much like that's TTS's entire concept, just like 2000s,
exactly.
just like pop music essentially. So
yeah, just like really punchy pop music. I thought the synth build to the chorus was like fantastic. The vocals were awesome, and it just keeps going and going, which was cool. And then the chorus is like more drop and instrumental focused than I expected. It almost gets into like trap territory. Which are like,
that's awesome.
But it like somehow works.
Oh my girl,
like,
trap!
It
you
somehow
kidding me?
Still works. Yeah, it was really cool. I think I still like TikTok a little bit better, but this song was really, really cool. It's definitely a close second to my favorite.
Well, this might be one of my favorite album tracks of the year, in all honesty. just like, again, like the sort of, like they call this, like I guess just like the gap in just sort of image and sound that you usually get with Oh My Girl is just really surprising. But I'd love to see them expand on this further. And everyone seems to like it so far, so it's definitely a popular sentiment. Okay, so moving on to scores. For those of you joining us for the first time, we break up our scores out of a 10-point scale. Maximum of 7 points goes to the music between the single and the album tracks, and a maximum of 3 points it goes towards the concept, the visual, choreography, and such. So, that being said, I personally split it up into, I split my music rating into 3.5 for single and 3.5 for album track. So, for the single, the fifth season, I'd give 2.5 out of 3.5. So yeah, it's a good song, nothing that necessarily blows me away. I think it's kind of like, the fifth season just kind of falls victim to how much I enjoyed some of the album tracks, so it ends up being like middle tier in terms of like my enjoyment of the album. Album I gave 2.5 out of 3.5 as well. Again, Shower Case Number Love, TikTok were kind of just, I feel like, dragging the album down a bit, but from Gravity onward, I feel like it was just really excellent. Just really high quality stuff that I love from Oh My Girl. Concept, I'm gonna give a 2 out of 3. Again, it's nothing too crazy in terms of just like choreography or visual elements, but it is Oh My Girl, quintessentially Oh My Girl in terms of those elements. So I do appreciate that. I love their use of color as well, definitely. Obviously, with floral elements, you're definitely going to get a lot of bright colors or just contrasts that stand out well from an aesthetic perspective. So that'd be a total of 7 out of 10 for me. Again, that kind of seems low on everyone else's rating scales, but 7 is pretty good for me. I mean, I usually land somewhere in like the 7-8 range, or rarely a 9. So I'd say it's a good album, good return to form for Oh My Girl. I wish I got to see them on tour, but they didn't come to New York. Like, I'd probably cry if I saw One Step, Two Step live, just because that's one of my favorite songs. But I mean, I hope they come back because I want to see Checkmate live. 100%.
Yeah.
You want to read your score and then Jacob's, and then I'll do Cooper's?
Yeah. So I'm back. I give it a 10 out of 10.
What?
I love this album. I love like both the beginning half of it, like being classic OMG. I thought it was fantastic. Like, I thought it was some of their best stuff. And then I love the experimental half. Just overall, I loved all the music on it. And although the music video and the like choreography aren't like crazy technical, I thought they fit the song really, really well. So I decided to give them full marks. Like, just everything about the whole like concept package just fit the fifth season so well. So even though it wasn't like, the music video wasn't like super technical with like crazy shots or like anything, and the choreography didn't have any crazy moves, like I think it was a perfect package. So I decided to give them full marks. I love this album. I thought this was fantastic. And I thought Discord hyped it up too much, but I was happy to see they did not. Okay, I will move on to Jacob's comments. Jacob just wrote overall comments for the album and then scored it. He said, overall, I think Oh My Girl did a really nice job on their first full-length album. Surprised it's taken so long for them to get one. Most of the songs on the album are quite catchy and they're really easy to listen to. I don't see them reinventing the wheel on any tracks, but personally for me, that's okay in this context, because everything they're doing really well. The album had a lot of really nice standouts, such as the pure and feel-good shower in TikTok, as well as a super full and bright crime scene, which you can't help but jam out to at a high volume. Another standout track on the album that I'd like to shout out is Vogue, which was a really nice and fun track, and I love how the instrumental clears for the pre-chorus verses and fills up so nicely in the chorus sections. Jacob's comments this week, I didn't read this. The only track I wasn't a huge fan of was the last track, Checkmate. I think mostly due to the abundance of super high frequency horn sounds that hurt my ears at high volumes. I won't rule out it being able to grow on me in the future, though. Overall, this album was definitely a really solid release, and I hope they can stay consistent with this quality in the future. On a side note, I thought the album cover was cool with the painting style photo they used, which I suspect was produced by a machine learning style transfer program, but I wish they could have commissioned an actual painter to do the art for them. That would have been so cool. Rating, he gave the music a 6 out of 7. So despite not liking Checkmate, I think he liked pretty much everything else. And he gave the concept a 2 out of 3, so an 8 out of 10 overall.
Okay. Cooper's notes, he says, finally, Omaigirl gets a full album and it doesn't disappoint. The album is pretty seamless and cohesive from start to finish. There's no track that takes me out of the experience. The title track has classic and magical and epic sound of their past title tracks. The verses are really unique and took me some getting used to, but I really love the whole song. The MV is beautiful, as well as the styling and choreo. The album tracks are really where this album shines, my favorites being Tock, Gravity, Vogue, and Checkmate. The Experiment, especially on the latter two, there's something for everyone here. WM Entertainment really gets amazing producers for their groups, like SM level stuff, which I definitely would agree with. They deserve more recognition for how good Omaigirl and ONF production is. Overall, this album shows what can be done when girl groups aren't given just digital single for a few songs. Give them more full albums, they are just as impressive as boy group albums. He gives a 6 out of 7 for music, a 3 out of 3 for concept, for a 9 out of 10 score. So, putting everything into the calculator and crunching up the numbers, it's an 8.5. So, slightly misses out on the close thing. I did not expect. It's all your fault,
Andrew.
Hey, that's a good score for me. A 7's a good score. And I say, I give him a 7 as probably the biggest OMG fan in truly Daebak right now. So, I mean,
no, I don't know about that.
Hey,
I don't talk about them a lot, but I've loved their music since they debuted.
So, what were your thoughts on the 5th season? Did you like this return to form in terms of the single? Did you like the more experimental tracks like Vogue and Checkmate and Crime Scene? Would you want to see them do more full albums? Would you want to see them on tour? And you better say yes, because I need to see Omaigirl live already. God damn it! Why didn't they come to New York City? Why? Seriously, it's easy money here. Why do you avoid New York City? Like, there's like people that don't even like groups.
We'll get into this in the other topic, but why did Dreamcatcher ignore the U.S. entirely?
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
100% in concept, they changed it up. And then I would say, like, partially in the music. I think the verses are very different, but the chorus still has that, like, Twice, like, signature sound. It's still the upbeat, like, Twice chorus that you kind of expect, just with a little differences. But the verses are